Welcome back everybody, I'm Shane from Direct Bird Products. Today what it is all about is breeding. Favourite time of year, best time of year for me, and I'm going to tell you the preparations, what I've done, and also talk about the canaries, because one thing I don't really talk about is the canaries. And got the nest pans in for them, got a couple actually laid eggs, cross bills on eggs. So anyway, so we'll start off with the flights that I've got here. My flights are designed for different pairs in mind. So in this one, pair of greenfinches. This is 2 foot, oh, I've already mentioned this previously, 2 foot by about 6 foot. Another pair of greenfinches. This flight is, I have to keep double checking, pair of greenfinches. Pair of bullfinches, pair of crossbills on eggs. I'll show you a bit closely, I don't really want to disturb them. Further up we have, what's in this one, pair of greenfinches, pair of greenfinches, bramble finches, and in the end yellow hammers. This one down here is going to have a pair of brambles in also. The brambles down here. The very end one, I'm a bit undecided of whether to put red poles and siskins. A couple of, basically a pair of red poles and a pair of siskins. Undecided as yet. Like I've got the majority of them done, except for the end two. Purely because I'm getting the birds ready, and I've still got a few surplus birds knocking around that people are going to be sorting out possibly this weekend. So as you can probably see, I've put a bit of nesting material in for the greenfinches, just to actually see. It's probably a bit too much, just to see how far they are away from breeding. And surprisingly, within no time at all I've put the nest sites up, the nest pans are in situ, which I've explained previously. They're all the same as I've explained for the birds. Within no time she started picking at this straight away, and that tells me that the birds are coming into condition really quick. And I was surprised with the crossbills. They'd been in there about 10 days, and I knew she was picking stuff up. I've said to you in another episode that seen her picking up and stuff. But it surprised me how fast she actually built and laid. I think today she'd be on her 3rd egg. But it's like I've said before, that I don't take eggs out of the avies. It's just too much messing around, going in every day, taking the eggs out and replacing them, when, especially with the hardbills, I find that they don't tend to sit tight as what they would, as what canaries would anyway. Same with bullfinches. I put a bit of coconut fibre in there it's just to gauge on how advanced they are, and just manage them. And I know 2 years ago, and I've said this on one of the forums on Facebook, I had full eggs from a siskin bully 2 years ago, mid-March, and there is so many people saying that it's way too early for the birds to go down and this and that. The birds will tell you when they're ready to go down. And I was watching them yesterday. I've got a pair of house sparrows in the next door already built. I've been watching them now for over a week. They've already built. Seen blackbirds carrying. I know blackbirds in the wild are very early compared to what they would be bred in captivity. But let the birds tell you when they're ready to breed. And just by me doing this and actually just standing back sometimes once I've fed and just being quiet and watching what they're doing, they'll tell you when they're ready and when they're not ready. I'm not expecting these to go down next week. I'm not bothered about that one bit. What I'm bothered about is getting the timing right. Like I said, all the flights are done, ready except for the N2. Everything's in, and it's just a matter of now is letting them do their own thing. They've got the feeders inside, like I've explained previously, and water outside. Makes everything easy. That filled every 2 days, sorry, with a greenfinch mix. And also I put the soft food, which I'll show you the rotation of my soak seed and stuff. Every day these are getting a bit of that, just to get them a bit of extra vitamins in. And there's nothing more important than vitamins when it comes to breeding season. So they're all there. So what I'll do now is just try and show you some little bits, maybe the bullfinches and the crossbills, but I'm not going to spend too much time disturbing them. One thing I don't like to do now is be in here making unnecessary noise and interference with birds when it comes to breeding season, because that's the biggest downfall. And so that's the birds in the flights there, but like I said, it's a bit harder to show them in the flights. Now I've dressed them, but like a bit of privacy, so that's just the way they are. But I'm sure that when it comes to sat on eggs and chicks, they'd be a bit more settled. Remember, they've only been in 3 or 4 days, so they're still feeling a bit wary of this and that. But I'll just show you these greenfinches again just here, because she's calling for him and she's been a bit of a show on. So yeah, I'll show you that. You can see a bit of bickering with these birds. Like I said, they've only been paired up, I would say 4 or 5 days maximum. And you will see now with no matter if you've got birds together still, birds are, when it comes into breeding condition, the birds get really aggressive, especially the cockbirds. But I actually breed them in pairs, unlike some people breed them one cockbird over maybe 3 or 4 different ends. But that's up for Mark to do it his way, and me to try it this way. At least then we're betting his odds either way. But yeah, that's the greenfinch, one of the pairs of greenfinches. The nest is over in the back corner, and I guess in no time, over the next month or so, we'll keep a track on these and at least tell you and show you how they're getting on. One thing to bear in mind when you ever see any greenfinches, whether it be in flights or cages, and think that's a mess or that cage needs cleaning out. Greenfinches have got to be one of the dirtiest birds, especially in the hardbills. They just throw seed everywhere and make a mess. And when you bring it, if you show greenfinches, you'll see a greenfinch when you bring them back. The show cage on a greenfinch is disgusting compared to what it would be for a redpoll. They're just dirty birds. But you can see there's a lovely pair of greenfinches. I've got really high hopes for this pair. That's the greenfinch cock. That's one of our studs, adult cockbird. Well, this is the bullfinch pair. You've seen these previously. These are the British or native bullfinches. So that's the some of the birds in the flights. But remember, they've only been in 3 or 4 days, so they are still adjusting to the new surroundings. And no doubt when they've settled in a little bit more, it'll be easier to film and you'll get a bit more footage of them. So that's something for you to look forward to. So now what I'll show you is some of the canaries and where we are with them. You can probably hear the crossbill spinking there. That's what they do when they're feeling threatened. So I'm going to move away from here. So in in this one is a pair of crossbills. That's the nest she's opted for there. It's one of the nests that I made, just surrounded with conifer, with a cocoa nest liner in there. She went in no problem. Like I said, I didn't even realise that she'd actually gone to nest. But unfortunately you won't be able to see him. He's hiding somewhere at the back and she's actually sat on the nest. This is the crossbill nest there, and she's sat on it. Can't see her. Yeah, he's not too happy, so I'll leave it at that. This is one of the other pairs of green finches. One up there, and he's one there, look. Don't seem to be very happy about me recording. So that's the some of the birds in the flights. But remember, they've only been in 3 or 4 days, so they are still adjusting to the new surroundings. And no doubt when they've settled in a little bit more, it'll be easier to film and you'll get a bit more footage of them. So that's something to look forward to. So now what I'll show you is some of the canaries and where we are with them. Pair of 5 feeding there for you. This one is actually on 2 eggs. I seen him tread her last night, so brilliant. So as you can see behind me, we've got canaries at various stages. This one here, she's building as we speak. She's got nest material in her mouth. This one, she's on 2 eggs. Nothing in that one, not worried about that yet. This one with a green, just building. Same again, 2 greens. We've got one down here. She laid this morning, as you'll probably see in the picture. Took the egg out, as I said, and put it in the egg drawer. Replaced it with a pot egg. Bottom, feeding again now. So I'll try and take some shots of the birds. I mean, these nest pans have been in 4 days, and I knew that they was just about ready, and in no time, like I said, you'll probably notice that I haven't actually got the breeding cards yet because this is filmed in advance. But just one trick I just want to show you, because I know Nelson himself, who's made the cards and stuff, has been looking for the card holders. One trick I did before is basically just a normal paper clip. Just push it through the bars and put the paper clip on. So I'll just show you that onto here just for a demonstration. And that'd work perfectly. Like I said before, you come in, you're feeding them, you're not sure when they're going to hatch. By quickly looking at your records there, you'll know. And that brings me on to this breeding record. This is brilliant. I've just started filling this out now. Cage number 2, ring numbers in, and all the information. And these are so good. It's gonna help. And you've got up to 3 rounds on there. Like I said, all the information that you're gonna need is gonna be in here. So just by a quick jot down, and when you revert back, then if you are line breeding, revert back. Right, where is this chick come from? 2021. Right, it's from a 2020 cockbird, 2019 hen, and so on and so on. You get the gist. But started filling that out, so that's permanently in the shed now. So that's that. So I'll take some shots of the canaries for you, and I'm just gonna, before I do that, I just want to show you, because obviously I mentioned my soft food and soak seed. Now they're coming to this time, just before the hatch, obviously. at about 13 days, I would actually put them on soak seed and egg food every day from that period. But as now, I'm giving them every 2 days. So I've got, in rotation, I've got one in the house. That'll be for tomorrow. Then this is a freshly one that I sieved off. And then I've got another one just soaking there that I've literally just done. So you've always got your rotation for the next period. But bear in mind, this will germinate really quick as soon as the weather picks up. By me leaving this out here now, that's not gonna really turn. The weather's not constantly at 13 degrees, which is optimum time for seeds to germinate. I know this through being gardening. Same with the other seed. Just make sure you sieve it thoroughly. That's the only thing I can't stress enough. And if you haven't seen the video on how I do that, just check it out in our other videos. And also there's a video on there with how I do my egg food. So that is that. Now I'm going to show you some canaries. Just spend a little bit of time for you to have a look at them and enjoy them, because like I said, I don't really show them that much, and I'll explain something about them and things like that. So this is the pair that is on the eggs. Now what we have here is a self-green cock and a 3-part dark or heavily variegated buff hen. I like this cock bird. I think he's 2 years old. He's one of the original ones that me and Mark bred a couple of years ago, which I'll explain how we came on to the 5s shortly. These are the ones that you will see in the video feeding. This cage number 1, we have an heavily variegated buff hen and an heavily variegated buff cock. Yellow cock, sorry. Both these are current year bred birds. If I wanted to trace back, I could probably tell you where they came from, and the adults, I've still got the adults to them, which I'll be somewhere in the pairings. She's probably a couple of days away from laying, I would say. I've mentioned as well how I've done the nest pan and stuff in a previous video. If you haven't seen that, go and check that out. Here is another pairing. I mean, the cockbird's really pulling, so you can't really see the potential of this guy, but he's another one. You probably will notice majority of our birds, especially in the 5s or dark birds, it's just what we've got to use, and we will use them, and we did do really well. The first time I shown these, the first time I shown them as an adult anyway. As a juvenile, that's a different story, but we already won best champion at one of the shows with one of our greens. This again, another pair of greens. Again, I like this cockbird, a self green. He stands really well. He's got a good body on him. The hen is on the floor. She's got nesting material in the mouth, and believe it or not, 10 seconds earlier, nearly bloody caught there was treading, but I didn't get the camera to him in time. Yes, they're the ones that have laid this morning. All in all, we are running 8 pairs of 5s this year. I would have liked to have got some clears in, but with no sales or anything, it's just been impossible. This is again cage number 1. She was just lining the nest there. Come on to cage number 2, and she's sat on pot eggs. I'm going to probably try and get you closer, but these two here. Come on. Getting on to how we came about with the fives. Basically, it was we inherited them. Well, Mark inherited them from a good friend of his that passed away, Malcolm, and Malcolm did really well and built quite a good stud up. But unfortunately, yeah, the circumstances were that Mark inherited them, and we didn't really want to get rid of them. So I've carried on breeding them on our behalf, just out of respect. I know, same thing again, you know, you can't have the best of everything when it comes to birds, but I don't care. I don't care if I didn't even show again. Keeping birds for me and breeding them is what I like, and that's how I enjoy the birds. I enjoy showing, don't get me wrong, but I don't enjoy everything that goes with it. So I don't mind. I would keep every single bird, every type of bird if I had room for them, but unfortunately I don't. But I'm definitely gonna be moving on with the fives anyway. I'm not gonna be getting rid of them. Just try and improve the line that we've got and add to it. And Matt Eld, the Canary Room, is helping us towards that, and looking forward to him coming and actually seeing some of these yourself anyway. So that's the canaries. I just want to give you a quick tip before I leave it for today on something that just didn't cross my mind. So I'll be with you in a second. Right, so trapping oil. They're in some conditioning seeds and stuff. You'll probably see they've got like aniseed and stuff. Basically, trapping oil is the same type of stuff. The pigeon guys use it to keeping the birds calm, because that's what it's about. Now, didn't really think much about this in the past. That when I started using it, because I love the smell of it. But the benefits of trapping oil is calming of birds. Now, if you're taking birds to a show or going on a long journey, just a little bit of that before in with the seed. It's so simple to use. It's not expensive either. A bit of trapping oil in, all it does is calm the birds down. It's same when you're putting birds into. Got to catch a load of birds up. Before that, just put a bit in and it'll calm them down that bit better than what they would have been normally. And like I said, I've used it before shows, the night before. Birds are feeding again. Now, I can never get anything on camera when I want it to. But yeah, before a show, the day before, just put a bit in the seed. Just relaxes them that bit better. Like I said, it's something that I've used and I've never really thought about it. I've used it more for the fact of I like the product, but you don't need much of it. They've actually on these bottles they've got a little bit where you actually pump it up into it and you can just pour it into your seed as and when you want it. So that's that. Anyway, that brings me to the end for today. I hope you have enjoyed it. I mean, it is getting to that time of year now where you should be really thinking about getting your flights done, getting your nest pans done, or if not, if you haven't ordered them, ordering stuff, because things are hard enough to get now with no sales on this time of year. I know I've had so many messages about things selling out of stock on and have we got this because they can't get that. That's one thing to bear in mind. Get your stuff ordered now and get them prepared, because the last thing you don't want to do is rush everything. Get it done over this weekend, or get it ordered over this weekend. Then by the time next week comes, you're going to be mid-March. So by that point you really should be hell-bent on everything that you're going to be thinking about. If you traditional breeders that start breeding in April, it's only 2 weeks away, so not long to go. But I think it's going to get so much better when we start showing you more of the birds in here when it comes to the most interesting time, which is chicks, eggs, then the highs and lows of that, because believe me, breeding it's a nightmare, and you'll probably get 1 year where you think I've cracked it. Year after, what did I do wrong? What have I changed? The fact is, you probably changed nothing. It's down to the birds. And just remember that. We can only control so much of the birds, but they control us. And they are a bloody nightmare. Anyway, that's that. Enjoy your Friday evening, and if you haven't already, like, subscribe, and comment. If there's anything you actually want to see, or know more in depth about, or even something for a future episode, send me a message either on Facebook, Direct Bird Products, or just comment below, and we'll do that for you, because we're doing it for you guys, not for my benefit. I'm not benefiting anything out of this except for sharing with everybody, and everyone seems to be liking what we're doing, so just keep liking and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Take care, everybody.